You know, it's stirring, right? He's stirring. I will say, like, I thought the Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson pickup together is a solid pickup. You know, when I evaluate defenses of what I think are good, now you got Williams and Clark inside. You'll have Overshone and Logan Wilson. Like, that's a good internal front seven, right? And like that's how you get better. I don't know that I don't know that makes them better this year in particular, but in the future, you know, like Jerry just talks about, like, he wants everything now. I don't think this is a now proposition, but kind of a green banana for an older guy, right? Like I like those two pickups. I think they makes you better as a defensive football team.
No doubt.
But you still got to fix your back end, and I don't know that gets fixed this season. But you are better.
Those two guys hunting up front, those three guys hunting up front.
No doubt,
that helps.
But you got to earn your right to pass rush, and like that's you got to stop the run. That's what they're going to have to get done. And but I think Jerry. I'll be honest with you, and like I don't. You never know what's true or not true, but I think he painted himself in a corner, bro. And I think he knew that Logan Wilson trade wasn't going to be that wasn't scratching the itch of the Cowboys fans. He was like,
because of the comments he made.
Yeah, so I think he knew. I think he knew he had locked himself into. I better go do something.
Wait a second.
He had fished around the Williams before, earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know that was. I don't know how close that really was. But I think. Because why wouldn't you have done it earlier? Like, if it was that big a deal to you, you know what I mean? He could, like, the trade deadline is a deadline. It doesn't mean you can't do it before the deadline. So if you were that serious about it and you saw what was happening to your defense, why wouldn't you have gone and made that play earlier? I think I don't know that to be fact. I'm speculating, but I can do that on air. I'm speculating, but I think Jerry had painted himself in the corner.
Wait a second.
Jerry was like, I better do something.
Jeff Saturday, ESPN NFL analyst. I want to try to summarize what you just said.
Yeah.
If Adam Schefter came out at some point and said, here's what happened in the 48 hours leading up to the trade deadline, or 24 hours, what you're saying is I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry was actually just trying to be a man of his word, says what he says to Stephen A. on his show on SiriusXM, realizes Logan Wilson is not going to satisfy what I said.
That's right.
I better get someone, and thus the Quinnen Williams trade was made.
That is what I'm thinking.
So it was not made for football. It was made just to keep his word.
I think he liked Quinnen Williams to begin with.
Right.
But I think he painted himself in the corner. He was like, I better go get a big dog. And Logan Wilson doesn't classify as a big dog. Quinnen Williams.
So if he never went on with Stephen A., there's a chance Quinnen Williams is not on the Cowboys.
I think he painted himself in a corner a little bit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And again, he was fishing early. But if you were that committed, why don't you do it? Like, because he had talked about that move. You know what I mean? And
as a part of the Michael Parsons move.
That's right. Go do it.
That's amazing.
Why wait till what was it? At 2 hours or 3 hours?
It was right there.
I'm watching Damian Woody. I'm about to go on Sports Center. Damian's giving me the parade shake. You know what I mean? And so it's Swagoo. I'm sorry, Swagoo who was doing.
Oh yeah.
Swagoo's giving his little hands up type nonsense, and I was like, bro, this feels way too last minute.
He had to do something.
Something. Logan Wilson didn't scratch that itch for sure.
Was there a team yesterday, Jeff, whether it was buying or selling, that you expected to be more active that wasn't?
Oh, not really. I mean, I thought the Bills may went after Shaheed from New Orleans, or even Jacoby Myers. I thought maybe they would be, and maybe they were in the mix and just got outbid or whatever. I thought they just because whether it's Coleman or Shakir, like just having another person at that, and they typically kind of add in there, or even a defensive lineman. But you start getting into like Quinnen Williams ain't going. They ain't sending Quinnen Williams to the Bills. So like that's a great conversation, but it ain't happening in that division. So it's like we're because that would have been another pickup with that Oliver injury that I'd have been like, but there's no way the Jets are giving that to the Bills.
Can we just talk about that for a second for you two as former players? I don't understand this. You said they're not going to trade him to the Bills, Quinnen Williams. No. Why do the Jets care who they trade him to if they're so far out of it? Why does it matter if you trade him to the
You want me to explain it to you?
Yeah.
You build your team every single year to beat the teams in your division because that is the surest path to the playoffs.
That's right.
It makes it harder to build a team that can beat everybody in the division when you trade a building block piece to a division rival.
But what if you're not on the same timeline?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because let's say he's there for 4 years, and in 4 years he's wearing out your offensive line. Your fan base don't forget that. You know what I mean? Like so your idea of how you're going to build your team. You don't want to go draft a guard because you traded Quinnen Williams to the Bills, who's been causing you nightmares. You know what I mean? Like it's a bad plan, right? It's like you keep them separated.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, and I played for the Baltimore Ravens. Ozzie Newsome, Hall of Fame player, should be a Hall of Fame executive.
Amen.
One of the best to ever do it in both regards.
Except that he cut me, but other than that, great class act.
You went to the Ravens?
No, shortly, but I busted him up.
So
it's his only mistake.
People used to always think that Ozzie built teams to win championships. Ozzie built his team every year to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
And the assumption was if you can beat them,
if I beat the Steelers, I'm going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're going to win the division.
And he wasn't wrong.
That's right. That's right.
That's really
and
smart.
And that's literally how you.
That's why you don't trade great players to division rivals. That's why Mike Tomlin came out and smoked the Cleveland Browns for trading Joe Flacco.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? At 40, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't want to be trading people who can potentially beat you. Like, it's not. That is
I
not
get
good
it. I would
business.
when I stink, I would think about the highest bidder. That's just me, but obviously I've never been in that seat. But you guys did a great job explaining it.
Jeff, really quickly, Jacoby Brissett being named the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals over Kyler Murray. What did you think?
I'm wondering how long, right? Like, it's going to be interesting for me. Like, this is business football versus kind of what you're hot with right now, and like so.
Cowboys Nation, what's good? It's your boy Victor, and this right here might be the most realistic name we've talked about all week, and one that honestly could fix one of this team's biggest issues immediately. We're talking about Asante Samuel Jr., former Chargers CB, just got medically cleared. And he is now officially waiting for his next NFL team. And guess what? The Cowboys should absolutely be at the front of that line. But before we get started and smash that like button, subscribe, and answer this question in the comments right now. Should Dallas sign Asante Samuel Jr.? Yes or no? I want to see what Cowboys Nation is thinking. Look, we're 3-5-1. The season hasn't gone the way any of us expected, but Jerry Jones is never going to punt on a season. He never has. He never will. That Micah Parsons blockbuster to Green Bay, that wasn't a tank move. That was a reallocation of assets. They flipped Parsons for 2 first-round picks. They already traded for Quinnen Williams. They're trying to fix this defense, not blow it up. And if there's one position group that has flat-out embarrassed this franchise on national TV this year, it's the cornerback room. We've been shredded. We've given up chunk plays. We've lost leverage. We've given quarterbacks way too clean of windows. You don't fix that with speeches. You fix that with talent. Let's talk about the dude. Before the injury, this wasn't some maybe he can play guy. This was an actual, real, verified starting NFL corner. In 2023, fully healthy, he posted 75.6 PFF coverage, grade 73.9 overall grade. That's CB1, strong CB2 level play, and dude was available before the injury. In 2022 and 2023 combined, 33 games played 30 plus passes, defended across those seasons. 6 career INTs, 37 career pass breakups, 176 total tackles. Only 5'10", but plays bigger than that measurables sheet says. This isn't a flyer, this is a real football player with a real resume. And here's the biggest part, he's cleared. He's healthy, he just needs the helmet and the contract. This defense, since Micah left, was still trying to find its identity. Quinnen helps the interior, but that's not where we've been bleeding out the most. It's on the edges, the perimeter, like where teams are attacking us. We've been beat in space. We've been beat on leverage. We've been beat in the deep third. Adding Asante Samuel Jr. puts pressure on opposing coordinators' competition in the CB room, and most importantly, playmaking ability in the back end. He would instantly be one of the most technically sound corners on this roster. Here's the beautiful part. He's not costing you picks. He's not costing you top 10 CB money, and he's 25, not 32. This is one of those rare situations where Dallas can actually buy low and potentially get starter level production immediately. You have flexibility, you're not committing long-term dollars, and if he balls out, you can extend him later. This one right here just makes sense. Cowboys Nation, I'd do this. Period. Signing Asante Samuel Jr. is exactly the type of smart risk, high reward move that contenders make. If the Cowboys are serious about fixing this defense, this is the lane you move in. Not talk, not excuses, moves. So now I gotta hear from you. Drop it in the comments. Would you sign Asante Samuel Jr.? And what would you do with him? CB2, nickel, matchup-based rotation. You tell me, I'm reading every single one. Like the video, subscribe to Dallas Cowboys Today. Turn on those notifications. We are dropping news and reaction every single day. I'm Victor. I bleed blue and silver. And as always, go Cowboys.